many more raps, but most of them just whack. I created hip-hop, but he's taking it all back. Yo, anybody heard the radio recently? It still seems to be lacking a lot more than common decency. He's too good on the mic and that's the DJ for a loop. He claimed that he was hip-hop while singing chicken noodle soup. I still don't get the punchline, but his ex-conscious should be rapping at McDonald's, spitting verses from the lunch line. I'm sick of seeing these people saying they're rare, talking about walk it out, and it turns into a record deal. You must be joking, I'm through with this game. I ain't start rapping to be quoted as one of the same as these dudes running around with 20 pounds of some brain and think that they a rap star just cause they sporting a chain. Alright, hold up dog, let me try to explain. You can't expect to get respect just cause you taste a little fame. And they still all the same here until the day after, as another chapter closes on the popcorn rap. I'm ready to go boom, making you step back. I'm laying it all down, taking you all back. There's so many more raps, but most of them just whack. I created hip-hop, and he's taking it all back. Now listen up, cause this isn't just for hip-hop. Yeah, lyrics are whack, but it's not the only rip-off. If you lack the skill, then they say to take your clothes off. How many more clothes could Britney Spears possibly take off? About to pop off. Why? People walk off and act like they don't see what's going on up in these strip malls and all these music stores. Most of the music sucks, and then they sell like hotcakes for almost $20. That isn't really what music is about, but these labels got these music stores looking like some strip clubs, and all the kids think that's what makes it hot. Hey yo, this is why it's not. You need a better plot, cause I'm watching the clock and it's TikTok and won't stop the real hip hop from dropping here. So if you feeling me, you better let me see a hip hop nation fight to take back their community. Come on, it's down to you and me. I'm telling you, please get down on your knees. These people got a chance to be free. Cause if you wanna sit back and relax and let it go, the next thing you know, you'll probably find yourself in the back row of a show where this whack MC thinks that he can flow. He got his boys with him just walking around, pacing the floor with a speed look on their face, and then one of them just goes, "To your chain, hang low." What? Man, I don't need a chain to rap. As a matter of fact, I pack heat with the tracks, racking the beats with the facts, back to the streets when I talk smack. I created hip hop, but he's taking it all back. I'm ready to go boom, making you step back. I'm laying it all down, I'm taking you all back. There's so many more raps, but most of them just whack. I created hip hop, but he's taking it all back. I'm ready to go boom, making you step back. I'm laying it all down, I'm taking you all back. There's so many more raps, but most of them just whack. I created hip hop, but he's taking it all back.
I'm DC, she's Krystina, and tonight we go over the guardrail live with James Ellsworth. Hi, Krystina.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So it's just about the top of the hour. We're waiting on James Ellsworth. He's going to be here any minute. Everybody's welcome out there in Facebook land, YouTube land to comment questions. We'll try and get to everybody. We also have a draft, Krystina, that we're going to
I'm
do.
wearing red because I'm going to be doing the raw side of the draft.
So what we have planned is we're going to fantasy draft Raw and SmackDown rosters, probably like the top 5, I think, right?
Top 5 seems good.
So playing the role of one GM will be our own Krystina with a KRY, and James Ellsworth is going to be nice enough to play the role of the SmackDown GM. So it should be a lot of fun. And we're going to get to that right after we have some questions for James, and he is going to be here any minute.
He's just making a beautiful entrance like he is in every other wrestling thing he's done.
So I see him coming on right now. So we will introduce him as the man who always has a fighting chance. The man who beat AJ Styles not once, not twice, but 3 times. James Ellsworth. Welcome to the show, James.
I hope you guys can see me and hear me okay.
We can hear you and we can see you. You can hear us?
Yeah, I can see you guys good.
I got my pretty side on? Okay.
So, James, it's been a tough 2020 for everybody. How have you been dealing with it personally?
Oh man, I have no complaints. I I just kind of somehow make anything work. So it's And I mean, it's been rough for everybody, like you said. But for me personally, I have no complaints. It's been okay. My family's all been good. And, I've still been wrestling here and there, in the states that are open for the independents. And, yeah, man, I really, really have, cruised by it with, nothing. There's people going through real things with it. And for me, I haven't gone through anything real. So I've been very lucky and very fortunate.
Well, that's good so far.
Right. Knock on wood.
Exactly. Knock on wood. On everything.
That's right.
Yeah. So it does look like we're getting back to some live events now. You got anything planned for the near future?
Yeah, I'm going to Tennessee next week for 3 shows, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 different promotions. Tennessee's it's wide open, man. You go there. I've been there numerous times over the past year because of COVID, and Tennessee's just always been open. Maybe that's why the Titans weren't able to play football there for a week. But but yeah, I love Tennessee and I love going out there. The fans are old school. They don't get into any of the bull crap. They just want to be entertained and have a good time while they're there. So I love going out there, and I'm going out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week.
It's something better than going to Target, Walmart, Stop and Shop. So at least they get to go do something.
Right. Yeah. It's fun. I love, like I said, I love that style of fan, old school, just really into the show and doesn't care about anything else other than to be entertained.
Exactly.
James, you say you brought up old school. In terms of wrestling, have you been watching ever since you were a kid? Have you always been into it?
Oh yeah, I can't remember not watching it. I've watched it my whole life. I still enjoy watching it to this day. It's a little hard for me, like anyone that does any profession. It's hard for them to watch on TV. If you're a bartender, I'm sure it's hard for you to watch Bar Rescue on TV. But because when I'm watching wrestling, I'm like, man, why aren't they doing this, or why aren't they doing that, or why is this storyline going this way? I'm like, whoa, let me just enjoy this. Let me not care about, why they're having fake real fights on Raw Underground, and let me just try to be entertained.
I saw that.
Let me just try to be entertained by it instead of commenting on it.
I think it's because they don't have the fans there. The virtual fans, because I've done it a couple of times, is different. You feel like you're there, but they don't hear the roar of the crowd.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a pain in the butt. I don't know, because to me, man, that's what I like about performing is messing with the crowd and making them do whatever it is you want them to do, and that's the fun part. And so yeah, when they're out there, that's got to be a pain in the butt not being able to
wrestling
hear the
to
crowd.
dead silence.
Ooh, yeah, I couldn't imagine. Although I wrestled to dead silence a couple times, even though there was people there. But I'm just kidding. I think I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm out there to make it
you did have some time in WWE where you weren't wrestling to complete silence. And, I wanted to ask you, the first match you had with Braun Strowman, how did that come about? How did you get contacted for that?
Well, anytime WWE is in a town, they use local wrestlers, indie wrestlers in the area to be extras. What an extra means, you're just like a movie extra. Whatever they need at that time or that day is what you get used for. And you got to be an unknown, like somebody that isn't popular, or that people are going to go, oh wait, that's so and so. I know who that. You got to be just kind of like an unknown. So when they would come to town, I would send my resume and everything, and sometimes I would get picked, and sometimes I wouldn't. And luckily, I got picked for that loop. That loop was Battleground in DC 2016, Raw in Pittsburgh for the next day, and then SmackDown in Buffalo the day after. And Raw in Pittsburgh is where the Braun Strowman match happened.
Oh God, that was intense. I watched it last night again, and it was like, you're this tall to him this tall. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, it hurt because when the camera's right up on you, they got to lay it in and make it look good. So it was a painful night for sure.
So you say that, and even though it is a work, is it intimidating to be in the ring with somebody Braun size?
Yeah, but to me, man, I kind of the way I relax is I kind of just start making fun of myself. Like when I was watching him come down the aisle, I was like, man, this is cool. I'm on Raw, but I was like, I'm dead. This guy's gonna kill me.
And your mind is like, oh my God, this is happening. What did I sign up for? Why did I get the wrong straw?
I'm like, but I'm making fun of myself. I was like, man, I'm really gonna get the hell beat out of me for the next couple of minutes. I was like, oh well, here we go. And that's the way you gotta look at it. It's gotta be tough. You do. You have to be tough to be a wrestler for sure.
That is true. I could never do what you guys ever do.
Oh, it's very hard. I tell everybody, it's even harder to be like decent at it and be good at it. There's a lot of wrestlers out there that wrestle that aren't any good at it, and they think they are. Everybody thinks they're the greatest wrestler of all time when they step in the ring. And man, I see some of these guys. I'm like, do they realize they're not any good? Or like, yeah, I don't know. So,
do they realize they're not doing this part right?
Right.
Do you Good. Do you still hang around the schools at all? Do you go to any of the local schools by you and see what's going on inside of them?
Well, my friend, he has a ring at his house, and I'll go there, and he trains people there. And I'll go there sometimes, and like I'm still not used to when I show up. People are like, oh, "Hey, yeah," I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool. I'm just here to watch, and help out." Like I'm not, I'm a human just like you. We're all going to take the finish at the end of the day, so nobody's really above anybody. Yeah, so I go practice, and then I wrestle as much as possible. And before shows, I get in the ring before every show I do, kind of test out the ring, and then if people are in there, I'll wrestle around with whoever just to get some time in.
Yeah, you get to do the backyard wrestling, which is like you bring the people in, you throw the chairs. It's like different than WWE wrestling.
Well, I mean, independent wrestling, we wrestle in bingo halls and gymnasiums and stuff like that. But I do a Grimm's Toy Show, which is in a yard, and it's one of the most popular things out there. They got like 1.227 million subscribers on their YouTube page.
Oh, wow.
And I go up there once a month and wrestle there, and that's in a yard. But I mean, Matt Hardy had the total deletion or whatever in his yard. So it's entertainment. As long as it's entertaining and people are enjoying themselves, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
So you were speaking about, everybody takes the finish at the end of the day. AEW kind of came on the scene and said they were going to keep tracks of wins and losses. Do wins and losses matter in pro wrestling? Do you think they do?
I was really excited when they said wins and losses were going to matter because I think they should. Like, if you've won 15 matches in a row and no one else has, then you should get the title match. But, and they've kind of gotten away from that, though. Like, Brian Cage came right in and got a title match, and Eddie Kingston came right in and got a title match. I'm like, yeah, those guys are awesome and all, but, like, I was hoping.
They got to fight for it like you did.
Yeah, like, whoever has the most wins. Like, I thought that's what they were talking about when they said wins and losses are going to matter. I thought, okay, well, whoever the number one contender is going to be the guy that's won the most matches. And they kind of got away from it. I was like, man, I thought you had something cool there, and hopefully they get back to it. It's
basically whoever's popular that time, that's who gets to wrestle.
Right. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't have the best win or loss record, and I won one match, and I got a world title shot. But I beat the world champion.
We're not going to talk about that.
I beat the world champion to get the title shot. So it made a little more sense.
So, James, what we want to do today is we want to have ourselves a mock draft. Krystina here is going to play the role of the Raw GM, and if you would play the role of the SmackDown GM.
Okay.
I'm going to win, by the way.
Krystina put together a pool of wrestlers here.
Okay.
That if it comes up on the screen,
I see.
I'll be happy to show. And maybe not. Is it coming up on yours?
I got 9.
I see mine. 1, 2, 3.
We're missing Sheamus.
Well, I ain't going to draft Sheamus.
Okay, Sheamus.
What? You're not going to draft Sheamus? Wow.
Just kidding. He won everything.
All right, so since, James, you're our guest here today, we're going to give you the first pick. I'll get that back up there again.
Out of these guys, right?
Yeah.
Yep, right. Out of these guys and 2 gals.
All right, so if I were to pick out of these,
You're just the number one pick. Okay, we got to go back and forth. You can't pick
All right.
everybody.
I know that. So my number one pick out of that group of people would be Randy Orton.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why Randy Orton though?
Because Randy Orton, out of all those people, is probably the most known and biggest star, and you'll get more eyes on the show with him than anybody else on that list.
Really? I feel like there's others.
And if Randy Orton used to buy me breakfast at the airport all the time.
Oh, that's why
really
you
nice.
picked him. Okay.
He's a great guy.
He bought me breakfast, so he's got to be my number one
He was
pick.
cool. He's cool. But no, I would definitely, out of that list, I mean, not definitely. There's a lot of great people on that list. My number one pick from that list would be Randy Orton. He's consistent, you know. So
True. Let's see. So it's my turn now?
Yeah, Randy Orton's off the board.
So he's got Randy Orton.
Mhm.
I'm going to pick, just like the number one pick that was picked this season, I'm going to pick the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, because he is a crazy wrestler. I watched him from the beginning when he started with the lamp and all of my sheep. And now with the Fiend, he's just crazier.
Yeah, he's great. He's very entertaining. The number one pick this year was Drew McIntyre. Then it was Roman Reigns. Then I don't think Bray Wyatt went until way later on in the draft.
Are you sure? Because I remember he was the number one pick.
No, it was SmackDown.
You know, out of those two,
who?
well, it's interesting because they both come from wrestling families, right? And how important do you think that is, James, in the wrestling business? You see it a lot. Those guys seem to get an early start, right?
Well, yeah, they grow up around the business, so they pick up on it quicker because their, parents are, in the big time their whole lives. So it's rightfully so in most cases. Me, for instance, I didn't have a wrestling family, nor am I over 6 foot tall, nor am I over 200 pounds, nor did I go to the PC or NXT. So I had everything stacked against me. But those guys are very lucky, fortunate to have a last name to help them out. But Bray and Randy, both of those guys surpassed what their fathers did,
That is true.
That's true. All right. Well, you're up, James, with your next pick.
Okay. Let's see here.
We got Bray Wyatt and Randy are off the board.
Oh, then you got to go AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that.
Well, we got history, so I got to pick one.
I know, but I wasn't expecting that.
So right now, Randy Orton and AJ Styles are on my roster. That's a pretty good roster thus far.
That is pretty good, I must admit.
Wow.
AJ Styles, I mean, his nickname's the Phenomenal One, and he really is. You got a chance to work with him, but a lot of the people I've seen him wrestle, they've had their best matches when they wrestle AJ Styles.
He's the best. He's the best in-ring performer in the world right now. Is that my pizza? I'm just good.
It's my pizza. She's gonna share.
I already ate my pizza. I was kidding.
Let's see. So my next pick would be Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, you like Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah, he's been in it forever. He's been so many different characters that how can you not pick him?
Yeah, still the best character was the Spirit Squad. Surely. He was probably my favorite guy to be around at WWE. He was so funny and so energetic and so just such a great guy. Very underrated. Definitely should have got more pushes than he did, but I mean he consistently puts on good matches and keeps his job. So he's definitely one of the best of this era.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
James, is it true that you were once a Rosebud as well?
Yeah, I was a cheeseburger. I had a cheeseburger.
Hey, however you can get on TV, right? It doesn't matter.
Oh, it was just fun, good experience. Good experience. Like I said,
what they're like, by the way, you're going to be a cheeseburger today, so we're just going to start running out.
I picked my own costume. I was like, I'm being the cheeseburger.
At least they let you pick your own costume.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it was fun.
All right, well, there's our list again, and Randy Orton, AJ Styles, you have her ready.
Oh man, I'm gonna hurt her feelings with this one.
Oh,
Alexa Bliss.
Ooh.
Taking her away from the Fiend. Bray Wyatt.
That would make for an interesting angle.
I think there was a time, maybe 2016, 2017, late 2016, early 2017, where Alexa Bliss was the most popular girl they had.
I remember that.
Until Becky Lynch kind of became the most popular one.
Now she's out for a while, so.
Oh yeah, she
being a mommy.
Yeah, that's. I mean, she's gonna be a great mom. She's another great person, so I'm happy for her.
All right, so let's see. My turn now, since you're picking all the good people. Just kidding. You know what? I'm gonna go Sheamus.
Oh, good.
Sheamus. Sheamus has got to be there, one of the longest, probably tenured guys there by now, right?
2000, he got on the main roster. 2000.
Right, he's been there forever.
9 years on the main roster. He's won everything.
2011. Ooh.
I think that's when he got on the main roster. Yeah, 2010 or 11. We'd have to look it up, but he's won everything. He always looks great. I like how he's kind of revamping himself right now with like he's the Irish guy that you would see at a bar with a tank top and a hat, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I remember him from the Ninja Turtles movie. That's how I met him. So
that's what he's most famous for. Yeah. I love Ninja Turtles. So yeah, he was rock steady, right? Or Bebop. He was rock steady.
Yeah, he was rock steady.
Yeah.
That's when I met him when the movie came out.
Okay, let's see here. So who's left here? Jeff Hardy, Seth Rollins, Nia Jax, and Braun Strowman. I'll go Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy, good pick.
Yep.
Wow, you say good picks for him, but not for me? Oh, come on.
Killing it.
He's doing amazing. My co-host, not so much.
I'm killing it. Jeff Hardy, one of the most popular wrestlers ever.
He's another one that just keeps going, right? And, I was just reading, I was at WrestleMania 33, and that was some incredible pop they got when the Hardy Boys came out for that thing.
Yeah, it was almost as big as mine when I came out with Carmelo that night.
That's
true. That's what made me think of it. I was doing a little research on you and reading back up, and I was like, yeah, he was there. And is it intimidating to come out to a crowd? I mean, it's almost intimidating to be in a crowd of 75, 80,000 people.
I wasn't intimidated at all. I live for stuff like that. Like,
I walked out like I own the place.
Yeah, I really the people would never make me nervous ever. Like majority of wrestling fans are good people. There's a loud minority that are very ignorant in your business, like, terrible people. But the majority of wrestling fans are awesome and just good people and fun to perform in front of. So.
They bring the crowd. They bring the roar.
I miss, that. And I'm sure everybody in WWE misses performing in front of a crowd right now, especially that big.
Yeah, that's why I've watched the last WrestleMania, and it was all right. Like, it was more movie. Like, I watched with the AJ Styles and Undertaker match. That was amazing. The way that they did everything, the way he came out as the American Badass.
Mm-hmm. That was definitely what this year's WrestleMania will be remembered for, is that match.
Exactly. Because it leaves for him to be able to come back and still wrestle.
Mm-hmm. He'll have one more match, the Undertaker.
Definitely.
I feel like he will.
Yeah.
But after watching his documentary, it's so much hurtfulness that he and then a couple months of rehab, and then back.
It's a hard thing to let go. I mean, when you love it as much as a guy like him does, it's very, very hard to let go and just walk away from.
Yeah. So is it my turn now?
It's your turn.
Okay.
Good
Hopefully
pick.
I pick somebody good this time.
Good pick. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to do Nia Jax.
No.
Nia Jax.
Yes, because she is a big independent woman and she don't take crap from anybody. That she will take you down with one push.
Yeah, I wish I would have had an opportunity to wrestle her. I think the fans would have been entertained by James Ellsworth.
You could just go back.
That's not up to me. They know my phone number. They know my number.
True, you were fired from Paige, so you never know.
Yeah, they got rid of general managers after that.
So let's see. His turn now.
His next pick, we have Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins left, I think. That's it.
Oh, man.
Mm.
You guys left some good ones for the end. It's tough to go wrong with those two guys.
I know you can't go wrong with any of these people, but I'm going to go Braun because, if I'm picking a roster, James Ellsworth has to pick Braun Strowman, right?
That is true. You picked the two people you wrestled with, so.
I owe it to him for beating me up so bad that people felt so bad for me that they gave me a job.
There you go. So I guess I get Seth Rollins, which is better. The Monday Night Messiah, but he just got switched to Friday night.
Yeah, that was going to call himself the Friday Night Freebird, or I don't know.
The Friday Night Freebird.
So we'll see. It comes on in a half hour, SmackDown.
Exactly. Got 9:15. I get to be on it. I get to be one of the virtual people.
Oh, yeah, the Thunderdome.
What's it like to be? Good. Where are we at?
I said, but where you guys?
That's all right. We're in New York. Long Island.
Long Island.
Okay. Yeah, you're not far from me. I'm in Baltimore, so.
That's not far. Oh. So you're saying that I can jump in my car and just drive to your house and we'll all just hang out?
And watch SmackDown.
And watch SmackDown. There you go. I'll be there right in time for it.
We already know there's pizza. That's right. You're getting married, right?
I was like, she tagged me in something about the podcast. I'm like, she doesn't even follow me. Like, what? Why?
Well, now I do. Okay, so.
But moving on.
Now we're best friends.
What's DC Nation? That's your name? You Washington football team fan?
Ooh.
I'm a football fan. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan for sure. Lifelong.
Poor thing.
Yeah, I know that you're a Ravens fan, so you guys always have that Super Bowl on us.
He's showing it off.
Jersey.
That was a tough night, definitely. Watching that Super Bowl for sure.
Man, the Ravens dominated that Super Bowl.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous.
See, we have a Giants fan, we have a Ravens fan, and I have to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. Because my nephew's from Texas, and my brother helped build the stadium, so.
Their quarterback just broke his leg.
Oh, I watched that. That was horrible.
Yeah, it's hard. I can't watch
terrible.
things like that. Oof.
He'll be out for a long time.
Yeah, probably next year, maybe.
That's if he makes it.
Yeah. The only thing tougher to watch than that injury is watching the Giants play this year.
Yeah, they're very, very bad.
At least they're not the Jets.
They need to start over again with that whole franchise. They need to start from the top and just tear it down.
Yeah, the Jets are just as bad.
At least they're not the Jets.
There's a lot of.
At least the Giants have won stuff. The Jets are hit or miss.
Yeah, man. Well, you got the Bills up there in New York. They're doing okay. They just lost Tuesday, but they're like 4-1, I think. So they're pretty okay.
That's fine. They just lost Tuesday, but it's okay.
Yeah, they got killed by Tennessee. But yeah, enough with the football talk. What are we talking about here?
Enough with the football. Back to wrestling.
Talk about football for hours because that's.
Yeah. So, James, we're gonna put these results up online, and we're gonna have the fans vote and see who they think drafted the best, whether it was you for the SmackDown brand or Krystina for the Raw brand. So I'll put those out later on tonight. And tell us what you're doing now, what you got coming up, and where everybody can find you.
Well, Twitter and Instagram. Twitter's at Real Ellsworth. Instagram's at James Ellsworth Wrestling. Just doing independence right now. Anywhere and everywhere. I can't wait till I can go overseas again. I'm going to be going back to Australia whenever it opens up.
Gonna go jump with the kangaroos?
Oh yeah, I love Australia. Beautiful country. I love animals, like you said, kangaroos and stuff like that. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm just kind of doing indies until I get that WWE cameo appearance, and then they go, "Oh man, he was great. Let's hire him back." So that's
promotion.
Kind of what I'm doing. But yeah, Instagram at James Ellsworth Wrestling and Twitter at Real Ellsworth is the best place to find me. Also, you can send me some fan mail at P.O. Box 2078, Glen Burnie, Maryland 21060. So there you
Now,
have it.
before we end this, how did it feel cheating at the first women's ladder match?
You know, that'll never be forgotten. With it. So it felt great. I loved it. I thought it was, man, I stayed up all night. I didn't sleep because I was reading
You
all
walked on, you're like, nope, gonna win.
Yeah, it was, man, like that really helped Carmella become a star. Like that's what I remember most about my time with Carmella is how I really helped elevate her and how proud I was I did that for somebody. Because like when you're popular in wrestling or you did good in wrestling, if you could reach down and help the next person come up, that's a good feeling. And she's a great girl, and I had a blast working with her in that moment. Well, anytime they have the girls' women's Money in the Bank ladder match, doesn't matter if it's 2021 or 2030.
They'll always talk about that one.
They'll be like, remember the first one? And my name.
Remember the first one when it was technically not a woman who won?
Yeah, and I thought it was one of those moments that people will remember forever. So it was a great feeling.
Now, what do you think about her new reveal of the new Carmella?
She can pull anything off. Like she's a smart girl, you know, just like intelligent, beautiful, like everything a WWE. Like now they're called WWE superstars. Men and women are all called superstars, and rightfully so. But like when they had the Diva era, she would have been a perfect Divas champion. Like she should call herself like the last Diva left. You know, Carmella.
That is true. They're all new ones.
Yeah, like she's awesome. She's gonna pull it off. Like she can pull off anything. Like she keeps reinventing herself, and she's gonna be in WWE as long as she wants to be because she's to me that good.
That's true. A lot of people didn't believe it was going to be her. Everybody's like older wrestlers were being named, but when she was like, "Nope, it's me," everybody was like, "What?"
She'll do great. She always does, and hopefully I'll see her again down the road.
Well, then she's got to call you and be like, "Hey, come back! I'm back on."
Yeah, maybe that would be the next thing. James Ellsworth back in her corner.
Nah, man, people would go nuts. I think.
See, you got to start working it up. That's what we start here.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about the character, and you had a great character for that show. You know that gets lost in today's wrestling sometimes. I think.
Yeah, you know, like I said earlier, I didn't go through NXT or Performance Center, and they have time and money invested in the people that did. Like, trust me, I envy those guys that go through that because they're going to be around forever. Because, like I just said, they have time and money invested in those people. And for me, I was like, all right, well, I didn't go through that. And people might be mad because I'm just right on the man roster. But at the same time, I'm not going to be here as long as them. So I'm going to enjoy it. And I feel like if there's ever a need for James Ellsworth, like, you know, I'll be back. And, you know, I feel like it'll happen sometime. You just never know. Like a guy like MVP was gone for, 8-9 years and came back. So you just never know.
See?
In WWE, you never know.
You never know. I was saying, just pop on back. Hey guys.
Well, when I left the first time, they brought me back 7 months later.
That's true.
Oh, that's when you were suspended.
No. Well, I got released, and then they called me like, "Hey, we need you for another 2 months." I'm like, "Why'd you release me?"
We changed our minds. Just kidding.
Took the Oscar mask off and all that. It was cool.
Yeah. You did some great stuff. I mean, you were involved with some great storylines. I mean, AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, and moved right into that women's ladder in the Money in the Bank match. You were involved with some great storylines.
Oh, I had a great time. I'm very grateful for the time I had there. And like I said, I hoped, and pray that one day we'll do some more. We'll see. We got to see. If not, I had a blast and I lived my dream, and I'll always look at it as a good time in my life. Hey,
call Dean Ambrose. He's on a totally new wrestling. Go ahead and do that one.
Well, name's not Dean Ambrose anymore.
He's not on AEW. He's not. I forgot. But like Chris Jericho went over there, Matt Hardy went over there. So why don't you just? Hey.
Yeah, and those guys are, they're just over 200 pounds, look good, blah blah blah.
You just come up, hey guys.
No matter where I go, I'm pretty sure the people will react in some capacity. So
exactly. See,
absolutely.
We'll see. I just keep going. I keep going. I never give up, and we'll see where I wind up one day.
Yeah.
Well, James, it was great having you on today. We appreciate you coming and spending some time with us and hooking us up with this fantasy draft. And hopefully we'll have you back on soon and talk about what you're doing once we get back to a lot of live shows.
I'll be waiting for my pizza.
That's right. You guys stay safe up there in LI. Am I doing it right? LI. All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
James. Have a good night.
All right. Take care.
All right. That was Over the Guardrail with James Ellsworth. Krystina, what do you have going on? Tell everybody where they can follow you on social media.
You could follow me on Facebook, or you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is LIKrystina143. I'm pretty cool. I post a lot. I win a lot of free stuff, so you can see all the free stuff I win.
And for me, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Parts of a Whole 33. Facebook, you can find us with all the Over the Guardrail pages and groups. YouTube, Over the Guardrail. Please go like, subscribe.
Become my friends. You're
And
really cool.
also check out right now, if you go to ibexclusives.com, you'll find a Kane comic cover that's there. I'm involved in a private signing with Kane. So if you go there, you can find out all the information on that. So until next time, I'm DC. I'm Krystina. And you've been Over the Guardrail.
Over the Guardrail.